having a
we
drink.
blacked our way in. We dodged security.
Yeah, we definitely
by accident.
probably weren't supposed to be there.
What Grant didn't say at the start, you have gone up 91
Your ears are
floors.
popping, right? Like it's
It
insane.
goes so fast, the pressure is blowing your ears out.
You know, some other things happened. We got together. We got the gang back together. The four of us, myself, Amber, Jacob, and his mom, Therese, we all went out to China, to Shanghai, and we got to see the Fibreseeker 3. We won a contest, hilariously. I don't ask a lot of questions, man. I was told that we won the contest. Go ahead and get my visa and get out there. And we negotiated to get camera operators out there and things like that. We arrived.
This entire trip was so scuffed from weeks before we even knew it was happening. So bear in mind,
we had about a week and a half to plan it.
This will show up later in the story. But the reason my voice doesn't even sound very good right now is I've only just regained my voice.
I'm only coughing from being sick too.
Yeah, like building up to getting into China, I was already pulling 12-hour days for the launch of the C2. And then this got thrown on our plate where we were told, hey, you need to get a visa sorted in under a week. China visas take longer than a week.
They do.
In the UK, it takes 3 months.
We got very lucky with ours. Ours were done very quickly. I've never seen a Chinese visa before. So we were in Shanghai. Shanghai is a few hours south, I believe, of Shenzhen, which is where a lot of the major manufacturers are. Shanghai, I want to put this in perspective. Shanghai is a city. It is a city with more people in it than the entire state of Florida. They have 25 million people in the city of Shanghai. There are 23 million people in Florida.
Yep. It was also fast. It was like an empty McDonald's for the most part, and the food just appeared.
Yeah.
Like the amount of food that we could get on hand
it was pretty
just amazing. Quickly
it was pretty amazing.
Fantastic. And I do not know if it's like there's just tremendous amounts of food waste in China, but they were always like food focused. Like every shopping district we went to, 30 to 80%. Like just you could choose an amount of food shops. They were there. You go to a supermarket, 50% of them are food shops, 50% of them are regular shops next to each other. They were so good. So good.
This is downtown Shanghai at night. Yeah, I mean, an absolutely beautiful city. But I think the thing that stood out to me, and this is when Kid took us out to this area. I don't know what they call it, Main Street, maybe. Those of you that enjoy a good shoot-'em-up movie or two, that is the Peace Hotel, the hotel that the John Wick Hotel is based on. That hotel is
the Continentals.
Yeah, the Continental. It's what the Continental is based on. But the things that really stood out was like, and Tuan really put this, quite specifically, is that China is either 20 years ahead or 40 years behind on anything. On anything. And he's totally right. Their cars, 20 years ahead. Their drivers, 40 years behind. A lot of the places that we visited, the buildings are given to the companies as a means to help them grow their businesses. It's like Fibreseek is in a 5-story building. They are only using the first 2 floors.
The other floors are just empty.
Yeah. We went to Polymaker.
They don't know what to do with them yet.
But we visited Polymaker in Changshu at their R&D facility. They had an entire floor that was just industrial level storage. They could have easily built it out. They had a bunch of build outs that they were still doing in that building. It's a beautiful building. Absolutely beautiful building.
It's a gorgeous building.
But everywhere that we went, we saw just massive levels of construction. No 3D printing for construction, which was surprising. A lot of it was very traditional manufacturing.
But even like that, like the thing was that they just took so much care.
They did.
In their building. Like we walked by a construction site and they had humidifiers at the tips of the construction walls to capture dust from the air. And they were cleaning the roadways with water cleaners all the time.
if you guys ever go to Shanghai, go to the Shanghai World Financial Center and tell them you're there for the bar. Jacob and I were trying to get to some tall building in Shanghai. Jacob wanted to go to the World Financial Center. Great. The building looks like a bottle opener. It has a glass walkway on it where you can pay to go up, and it's a beautiful outlook. When we got there, it had closed like an hour ago. We didn't know when we got there.
We walked through these like shutter gates.
Right as they were
and
closing the
we walked
building.
Through, they locked behind us.
Yep. And then security's telling us to like leave. So we're leaving. And then an employee comes up and says, "Are you guys here for the bar?" And Jacob, without skipping a beat, says, Yeah. He's like, "Okay, you're gonna go through this door, and then this door that doesn't look like a door, and then hit a button on the elevator." The elevator had 2 buttons. One for the 87th floor, one for the 91st floor. The 87th floor was a private restaurant that we were absolutely not supposed to be in, so we got back in the elevator, went to the 91st, and that's where we found the bar on the 91st floor of the Shanghai World Financial Center. It is not a glass floor. That is above. That's on the 97th floor, but it doesn't cost anything to go there. The drinks were about $21
They were reasonably
each.
priced.
Yeah, they were very reasonably priced.
$21.
And they were quite good. So we had drinks, and then the next night we brought the girls out there too, so they could experience it, because that was our last night in Shanghai. FJ Prince says, "Why not the Shanghai Tower?" We wanted to get
we were
photos.
looking down on it.
We were looking down on it, but we wanted to get photos of the tower. Unbeknownst to us, the lights turned off at 10, even though online it said 11. So we missed the light shots that we wanted to get. We got them from the other side of the river, which was beautiful. But again, this is like the parts of Shanghai that are 20 years ahead of everybody else. Skyscrapers like you've never seen, elevators that move 80 floors in 60 seconds. Jacob and I were having a drink at the 91st floor's building. We're like, is this real? Like, is this what we're doing with our lives? We're on a skyscraper having a drink.
We blagged our way in. We dodged security.
Yeah, we definitely probably weren't supposed to be there.
What Grant didn't say at the start, because I don't think he realized what happened, because I was the one like doing the talking. So when we got in through the shutter gates and they shut behind us, we're in the ground floor of the World Financial Center, and this ground floor is huge. It's like 7-meter tall ceiling made of marble all over the place.
Absolutely
and security literally immediately starts flocking to us because we just walked in and they shut.
And like, we have cameras
the doors
on
behind us. Big X's on it, and we have cameras all over.
Yep.
Like, we're not even talking like just like the little cameras. Like, I'm talking like fully kitted out with the cage, DSLR, handle, monitor.
Yep.
Like, we looked sus.
Yeah.
We looked sus. And one of the security guys came out, and he has this like massive baton, like obviously to stop people from like charging into the building. And I, in my exceedingly broken Mandarin and the help of Google Translate, I start talking to him, and I'm like, "How do I go up? Do I just go lift and go up?" And he's just like giving me this look like, no, it's closed, like foreigner, no. And I'm like, "How do I get to floor 97?" And I misspoke. I said floor 91. And by saying floor 91, I completely didn't know it at the time, but 91 is a private hidden bar. So he was like, "Oh, 91." I'm like, "Yes, 91."
And I just went along with it. I'm just...
He took us out through a side door all the way around the back of the financial center to like the entrance that you don't know is really an entrance. It's not the main entrance to the tower. And there's just a receptionist just there with no artwork on the walls, nothing on the floor, no seating area, just a receptionist. And they show up, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm there for the floor 91." And he's like, "You're going to bar meeting." I'm like, "Yes, meeting with drink." And he was like, "Meeting with drink." I'm like, "Yes, meeting with drink."
Yes.
And he's like, "Yes, go out to the right and go through a wall." I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean by go through a wall?" So we're just like, "Yeah, we'll do what they say. We're not going to question it. We're just going to walk."
And it worked.
We're going to walk like we know what we're doing.
Yep.
We go out, we go to the right, and there's just this glass wall that doesn't look like a wall. It looks like an accent panel for the building. And we get closer and it just moves. The entire floor to ceiling glass just moves. And then we walk through and there's a second and it just moves. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is not signposted. There's nothing on the walls. There's no artwork. It's just you walk. And then we got through the second one and there's 2 lifts. You press the button, the lift immediately shows up. You get in and there's 2 buttons on the inside. This is an express lift to go direct to this secret, not advertised bar. And you press the button and within 20 seconds, you have gone up 91
Your ears are
floors.
popping, right? Like it's insane.
It goes so fast. The pressure is blowing your ears out.
Yeah.
And then we get to the floor and the doors open and then we're just sat like looking out. They show us to our seats overlooking the city. And me and Grant are just there, absolutely bewildered, going, what the hell have we just done? How did we somehow go from possibly getting kicked out of the World Financial Center or maybe even getting arrested because we walked directly into the World Financial Center when it was closed, spoke to a security guard with a baton, not a little baton, like a double-handed, like big baton, and I misspoke just well enough that they were like, oh yes, foreigner here for meeting with drink in the secret bar on the 91st floor.
Yep. So if you ever get the chance to go to Shanghai, go to the World Financial Center, go to the desk and ask for the bar. They'll show you where to go. It's on the 91st floor. It was a great way for us to kind of top off the trip itself, because it was amazing. And because we were there very late, when we got out of the building, it's very quiet. I remember when we were in Wuzhen, and when we came out of the main city in Wuzhen, there was a taco truck, okay? There was a motherfracking taco truck, okay? And your boy's got a body built on tacos, okay? All right.
Those tacos were good.
We were already recording 360 the entire walk through Wuzhen, so you guys will have that too. But on my 360 camera, I am ordering, and I'm struggling a little bit. The lady behind me says, "You're ordering 2 of the combos, correct?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I got you." Said whatever she needed to say to the person. They got it done. I went to grab, she said, "Oh no, that's not all of them." I look, I'm like, oh my God, each of these only has 1 taco in it. Okay, let's go. She's like, give them like 2 minutes. They'll have the other ones. I'm like, all right, awesome. So nice. And this happened a couple of times throughout the trip where it was clear that we were struggling. We're using Google Translate to talk back and forth. But it was clear that we were struggling, and some random person that I statistically will never see again, jumped in and helped. It did not feel threatening in any way. It did not feel in a way that was like, oh, stupid American. No, they were like, oh no, I got you. Let's help. And as Amber said, again, very nuanced conversation, but the hosts were very welcoming and kind. Everyone we interacted with was kind and helpful, even with the language barrier. I could not say it better. But those cut-ins, Jacob, are no longer steel.
They're no longer steel?
No longer steel.
What are they then?
Aluminum, obviously. We went to
me and Grant was repeatedly misidentified as being lovers because we kept buying food for each other and eating from each other's plates, and everybody's like, wait a minute, are these two you know, because we kept buying food in this like little walkabout,
and then we're just sharing
it. And it was such good food. The food was phenomenally good.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And Grant warned me. Grant was like, this is mall food. Mall food is never good. And then the first place we went gave us food, and it was like, this is good food.